What up, my guys? Welcome to another show, man. Monday, NBA Talk with Jay. We're here with my guy, Michael Fiddle, man. My guy, I don't know, you guys don't probably know him behind camera, but this guy's a little crazy, man. This guy Fiddle, I thought he was a little nerdy guy. This guy Fiddle, man, is a little crazy, man. What's up with you, Fiddle? Everything cool with you, my brother?
I'm good. I'll let the people know. I wouldn't say this on my own show because my dad listens. I could say it on your show. I'll plug him into J Money. But I just signed up to get my right arm tattooed, and the tattoo artist was like, "What do you want?" And I was like, "I don't care. You decide." So this might be the biggest gamble of my life. Showing up to
This dude is
crazy. Jay, for a 2-day back-to-back sleeve.
Damn, boy, and telling him that he put whatever he wants, that's crazy. I have a lot of tattoos, and I knew what I wanted every single fucking time, man. But sometimes you gotta go with the artist. The artist might be like, all right, well, I'd rather this. He knows more than you, but just going in and say whatever, that's crazy, bro. But hey,
it's like an award-winning tattoo artist whose style I love, whose work I absolutely love. So I was just like, you be the artist and take control. Let's do it. Let's talk some hoops.
I can dig it. Let's do it, man. This is all business here on the show. We're not here to waste your time, man. Let's get straight to it. Let's go over here to the streets of Detroit in this one, Fiddle. Pistons laying 6.5 points at the house versus the Blazers, man. My computer doing this shit again, but Pistons laying 6.5 at the house versus the Blazers. Pistons been balling. How you looking at this game, my brother?
It's moved out to 6.5. It's now what, 3 games since the Ivy injury. I always get scared fading teams who had a big injury like that 2 or 3 days after. Like I feel role players step up. They're a little more focused. They're a little more tuned in. They're getting ready for a little bit more spotlight. Human nature, that starts to fall off 2 or 3 games in. So you get like a little bump of role players covering for Ivy quickly. And then I think that's going to fade. So the the Pistons have taken steam. I think this actually will eventually start to go back the other way and will close at 6. I want no action in this game. Don't bet it. Don't watch it for me. Portland Trailblazers, Pistons, gross.
Yeah, no, that's a fact. So this is the way I like to look at games. The Blazers had owned them, bro. They had won 8 straight games versus the Pistons. The Pistons finally got over that hump last year, February 8th. Were able to beat them in overtime. So how I like to look at it, now you could argue that the Pistons are better than the Blazers. So now they're the big brother. Now they're due to beat up on the Blazers for the next 5 or 6 games in a row, in my opinion, as well, man. Blazers obviously coming off a huge win versus the Milwaukee Bucks, and Ellen is 11.5-point underdogs. Usually when teams win outright as double-digit underdogs, they don't usually do well the next game. Pistons are hot. They've won 6 of the last 7. They've covered 5 of the last 7 as well. I'd lean towards the Pistons in this one. I agree with you. This is not a game that I'd like to bet, but 4th straight home game. Pistons are peaking right now. Like you said, no Ivy hadn't really mattered. Blazers possibly in a letdown spot. I could only look towards the Pistons in this one. Definitely wasn't in a hurry to lay 6.5 with them. No, I know. I like usually you see what happened last time. They were laying 7.5 points versus a much better versus. And then the game they were much better than. They had to come back from double digits versus Charlotte Hornets without LaMelo Ball. So never know what you're going to get with the Pistons. I feel like I like them more as taking them in the underdog role as opposed to laying points. Then they could go out there and win by 3 or 4 points and still not cover the spread. So we'll definitely lean towards the Pistons there, but it's not something that I'm betting, Fiddle. Let's go over to the streets of Philadelphia in this one. Sixers laying 3.5 points at the house versus the Phoenix team, the team from Phoenix over there, Fiddle. I can't even call them the Suns. They're kind of like the Moons or like
the Buns. The Buns.
I don't know.
Come on, dude.
The Buns. Yeah. Man, team with KD and Booker is like absolute ass. Sixers starting to play a lot better now, Fiddle, since the beginning of the year. What do you think about this game? Suns have beaten them 8 of the last 10 times, my guy.
So I like the Sixers in this spot. However, I think the news that of Bradley Beal and Nurkic moving to the bench, Mason Plumlee and Ryan Dunn moving into the starting lineup, I thought it should have shook the market more. It hasn't budged at all. The market has said there's no impact of that change except for a little bit of drop in the total. So I actually really like the under in this game. I lean towards Philadelphia. I played Philadelphia at a better number. It's a question of, do you want to still play it now at 3.5? But I definitely like the under in this game. 222.5 is available, best available number right now.
The Suns are 1-9 straight up in their last 10 games on the road, man. I can't get there. They have owned the Sixers for whatever reason. They beat them already earlier this year as well, November 4th. The Suns are just in a real funk right now, man. Lost 4 in a row, lost 7 of the last 8. I mean, this team is 2-7 against the spread in the last 9 games, man. I'm supposed to bet on them. We probably should just be fading the Suns right now. Problem is, Fiddle, sometimes you just have a game where there's conflicting things on both sides. I'm not in a hurry to bet a team off a 6-game road trip as well. They played 8 of their last 10 games on the road.
And not in the mood to like buy high Sixers when they're doing well and sell low Suns. Like, you don't totally love to do those opportunities. You'd love to get ahead of the trend of fading the Suns 10 games ago and not starting to do it when they've 2-7 over their last 9. You show up then for the 10th game, you're buying in at the worst price. You're buying Bitcoin at its peak. I will say this, just relative to the Bradley Beal news. I think it's 100% because they're trying to trade him.
Who the fuck is that? Who is that?
Bradley Bums?
But yeah, who is that? I don't know who that is.
So I think the Suns want to trade him, and I know Miami doesn't want him, and he's got that no trade clause. So now the Suns are trying to make him a little bit unhappy so that he's more willing to waive his no trade clause if we say, oh, we're actually going to send you to the Brooklyn Nets or like the Detroit Pistons. If any one of them wants to take on some bad money here and absorb some assets in exchange for some bad money, then I think the sell to Beal is like, go get a fresh start and starting to lead a team and being the focal point of an offense, or you could come off the bench here, because like I think he would have gone to Miami and been like, hey, go run with Hero and Bam and try and be a lead scorer for them. The Miami doesn't want him, so now the Suns
they don't want his money. Nah, he get paid too much.
Right, exactly. They don't want the contract, so they're like, we'll sign a free agent, we'll get involved in somewhere else. Someone will come to Miami. Beal's got to be unhappy so that he's more willing to go elsewhere.
No, that makes sense. I was actually reading some about that right before the show as well, that they did that just to kind of piss him off. But I mean, I think he'll waive the no trade clause. He still get paid his money. He's due $110 million over the next 10 years, bro. It's fucking good.
That's crazy,
bro. I mean, oh boy, let me go train with my son, man. Right after the show, let me go train with my son. We need some of them contracts. $110 million over 2.
Teach him how to shoot. Get him shooting from deep.
Nah, he knows how to shoot. We got to work on the defense and the hustle. He knows how to shoot. That's done. That's down right there. But I want no parts to do with the Suns, man. I had high hopes for this team this year. Once again, new coach, started off well. I can't bet the Suns, man. And I don't want to bet against them either, because you never know when they are going to start to peak. Like you said, the young guys they have some great young guys over there. I believe Royce O'Neal is still banged up as well. No part to do with the Suns, man. Still, Sixers are nothing for me, even though they're coming off a 6-game road trip. But that's almost a spot I'll never lay points with a team coming off a 6-game road trip. But they've been the better team lately. Suns 1-9 straight up, last 10 on the road. I'll watch KD and Booker, see what happens in this one. Maybe bet some KD or Booker props. That's the only thing really that you could do right now for the Suns. Other than that, I'd stay off betting them for a while. Sixers are starting to peak right now. I hope you guys watched the show and got on that over 39.5 live win total for the season for the Sixers. Now, we talked about that one a few times there, Fiddle. Let's go over to the streets of New York in this one. Knicks land 12.5 points at the house versus the Magic. Magic just lost outright to the Utah Jazz yesterday, Fiddle. They're coming in off a back-to-back. I believe this is their 4th time they played this team 3 times in December, bro. So within a month, this is the 4th time these two teams have played. Knicks have went 3-0 straight up, 3-0 against the spread. Magic just don't have enough offense to stay with the Knicks. But Karl-Anthony Towns is questionable in this one as well. Karl-Anthony Towns and McBride is questionable here. Should we lay the points with the Knicks for them to go 4-0 against the spread versus the Magic?
No, it's too high of a spread to play into a low total for me. Like, I don't want to bet a -12 when the game total's 210, 209 places. If anything, I could say potentially you can fade the under movement and play an over now, because it opened at 213 and now it's down to 209.5. So you could possibly play an over. There's a correlated angle, Jay, with spreads above 10 and totals below 215. When you're expected a potential blowout spot, you're way more likely to go to the over. So if you're projected a spread of 10 plus, a total of 215 or lower, it hits 65% to the over in that game. So that's the direction that I would look based on current numbers. Or if you're like me and you're not scared of paying juice, just play the Knicks money line small and bring home a small return.
Bro, I don't know.
Throw it in your money line parlays.
Man, Knicks have lost back-to-back games. They've played 5 of their last 7 games on the road. They come back to the house. They've been running out of gas. This is the problem with the Knicks around this point of the season, man. Tibbs plays his guys so many minutes, they run out of gas. They could have beat the Thunder, ran out of gas in the fourth quarter. Play all 5 starters 40-plus minutes in that one. Then on a back-to-back, they go to Chicago. Could have won that one. Ran out of gas in the second half, man. It's something to pay attention to for the Knicks, bro. It's just their bench is already short. They're really going 3 deep on the bench. And then you're playing the starters all these minutes. And this is why the Knicks don't do anything in the playoffs, man. Like, Tibbs at some point has to realize, all right, look, I need to go to a 10-deep rotation in the regular season. Let's get a good enough seed. You see what I'm saying? He got to figure out his player rotations, bro. He can't keep doing this. They have no chance at winning a championship with this formula. You're running your guys into the ground really even before the playoffs even get there, bro. That's why everybody's banged up and nicked up. Yes, pun intended.
That's amazing. I'm feeling that. I'm so feeling that. And I'm giving you no credit.
They're nicked up by the time playoffs comes, man. It's bad. But there are double losses. Like I said, I mean, with the Magic, I don't know if Suggs is playing, but it's just they don't have enough offense. They have the size and the defense to stay with these guys. But, I mean, when you talk about giving up 105 to that Jazz team yesterday, I don't know if it was a look ahead, but the Magic are reverting back to the trash Magic, man. 1-5 ATS last 6 games. It's really too many injuries, though. I'm not saying like the team is trash. The injuries are really starting to catch up. The depth is taking a hit. They just don't have enough offensive guys. A team that was already missing the point guard, missing Wagner, missing Baccaro, then Suggs banged up. But I don't want to lay 12.5 with the Knicks, man. I can't do it. If I was to take them, I'd take them first quarter, first half before they run out of gas and know it, man. So, but it's not a bad look there with the over, Fiddle. You just need to see what's up with Karl-Anthony Towns.
Cat would be a huge piece of that. I have not bet that myself, but if I was going to based on current numbers, that's what I would do.
Cat probably get over there like, damn, bro, I ain't never played this many minutes.
Yo, he's been dominating, though.
Y'all boys tripping over here, boy. Damn, can I get a rest day? Don't be surprised if Cat rests this one, man. Especially seeing that they could probably still win the game, even without him over there, man. Let's go over here to the streets of Toronto in this one. Fiddle, Raptors getting 7 at the house versus the trash-ass Bucks, man. Bucks, ever since that little in-season tournament championship, man, they've been low-key ass, Fiddle. They did beat the Raptors earlier this season, 99-85. Now, they've lost 4 of their last 5. In the last 2, they should not have lost those games. They've lost back-to-back games as double-digit favorites, man. I'm not an SEQL guy, but some tells me that teams usually come back in that one, but the Bucks are in a funk right now, Fiddle. What do you and they're healthy. How you lose to the Blazers with everybody out there? I think they lost to the Nets with everybody out there too. What are we doing with the Bucks?
I don't know how the Nets keep pulling off games. I love the over here. Love the over. This is two teams that play with tons of pace and transition. I think we're just seeing this ball fly up and down the court. I think RJ Barrett's still questionable. If RJ Barrett gets ruled in, this line closes at 232. You get a 230 at FanDuel right now. I love the over in this spot. Love it.
Okay, I might have to ride with you, man. I can't talk you off in the over in this one. The Raptors is crazy because earlier this season, they were running up and down the floor. Then they kind of slowed down, but it looks like they're starting to get back.
Now they're healthy. It's quickly. It's Barnes. I mean, like the name couldn't be more fitting for Emmanuel Quickly because he just makes that offense go. They got Bruce Brown back. They got Kelly Olynyk back, who helps space the bigs. This team just is such an over team right now. They did go through that lull. That's why we can get a good price on them.
Yeah, they got Quickly back. Now they're going a lot quicker. Yeah, but the Bucks, man, I'm gonna watch this game. I'm gonna see what's going on with them. But some of these games, I mean, they lost. So these are the last 4 losses, bro, and it should not happen. They lost to the Nets. They lost to the Bulls. They lost to the Nets again. Then they lost to the Blazers, bro. All his favorites.
That's crazy.
All his favorites. But the last 2 is double-digit favorites with Giannis, Dame, Milton, everybody in there. There's literally no excuse. And you was at the crib.
Darvin Ham hates the NBA Cup.
Land 12. Don't lose by 3. Land 11.5, lose by 3. I don't know, man. I'm telling you, I've never seen shit like this in the NBA, especially with top tier, like with a supposedly top tier team. They're getting smacked up right now. They're sitting at 18-16, 14-19-1 against the spread. Raptors, this has actually been their role, getting points at the house. This has been their role where they've been cashing tickets all season. I know I'm not fucking with the Bucks. I'm telling you that, man. So maybe we ride with the over here with Fiddle. If Fiddle likes a total, you want to ride with him, man. I'm telling you that right now. Fiddle likes the over 230. I like what Fiddle's saying in this one, man. Let's go over to the streets of Brooklyn in this one. Nets getting 10 at the house versus the Indiana Pacers. Man, Fiddle, I might have to start back doing a nice show on the regular, man. Pacers was at 8 last night. That's where I liked them. Me and you were messaging about this game. I like the Pacers quite a bit. Obviously, it's adding another bucket. It may not matter at all. We're going to start to see the Nets start to get smoked by 20, 25 points on a nightly basis. Without both of the Cams, it's going to be tough for the Nets. Like whether Ben Simmons plays in this game or not, D'Angelo Russell has not mean anything. I mean, shit, he's played 2 or 3 games. 2 of them he left with an injury. So I mean, Russell sees what time it is. The Nets are going. They've won too many games already this season. Fiddle. I think the Nets get smoked here. The Pacers are peaking right now. Obviously, you'd be taking the ass in the line, but they're 7-3 straight up and against the spread last 10 games. They're smoking everybody. You don't really have a look ahead in this one. I think the Pacers take them to Smack City here, bro. I liked Pacers -8. It's up to 10 now. I'd still lay the points with the Pacers here, Fiddle. Like it's just I'm not fucking with the Nets right now. Even though they're at the house, it's about time that they get smoked in this one.
Yeah, it's hard to ever recommend for me like a line at 10 that started at 7.5 and it's a road favorite, but I fucking love the Pacers too in this spot. Maybe the right way to play it now is like a Nets team total under perhaps, or maybe the game under. Maybe there's a different way that you can come at this and fade the Nets. This one's going to be a blowout tonight. Blowout.
Yeah. Now Smack City spot here, man.
Pacers defense been great recently. Like don't sleep on Pacers defense right now.
Pacers, everything has been great. Offense, defense. Hallie's starting to get back into his groove. They have they have single revenge. They lost to the Nets. I thought they lost 2 games versus the Nets this year. I got to get off this one website, man. Some games they just fucking delete. There's a game, the Cavs versus Lakers, and the Lakers they did everything in their power for the Lakers to win there when they lost. In this covers.com, they don't want to put it up. They just act like the game didn't happen.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
It's insane that people are saying the Thunder have a 14-game win streak right now because we've just deleted the NBA Cup Finals from the ether of what win streaks and stats. Are you kidding me? The Thunder
they're saying that game didn't matter. They're saying the game didn't count.
Yeah, there was 500,000 on the line for every one of those players. Go tell them it didn't count.
Yeah, no, that's crazy. Yeah, the official is that Thunder have won 15 straight games, but I mean, I'm with you. They definitely lost one, but somehow the game doesn't count. I don't fucking know. But let me know, bro. Did the Pacers play the Nets twice this year? I'm pretty sure they did. I'm pretty sure they did because I remember taking them in the second game and they lost that one too. And I was like a revenge spot. Did they only face them once?
December 4th. Pacers. Oh no, Nets won by 9.
Yeah. I thought they beat them twice. I remember taking Pacers like in a revenge spot. Whatever. They did lose already to Brooklyn. That's when Brooklyn was taking everybody's money. Obviously, the Pacers, they're a much different team. So are the Nets as well. Much different team than that game. Let's just look real quick because I know Schroeder probably balled out in that game. He didn't ball out. He only had 4 points, but they had Shake Milton come off the bench, 15 points. Cam Johnson, 26 points. You know what I'm saying? So a couple of players in there when they won't be in this one. Pacers should smack them up, in my opinion, man. Pacers, even on the late spread, they should take the Nets to absolute smack city in this one. Pacers team total over, all that good stuff. This is not the Nets team from earlier in the season. Let's go over here to the streets of Memphis in this one. Grizzlies laying 5 points at the house here, Fiddle. Versus the Mavs, man. No Ja, no Desmond Bane. They're still laying 5. What's up with Kyrie, bro? All of a sudden, he's fucking banged up now. He's hurt. This total's too high, Fiddle. Total too high without all these offensive gurus out in this game. I wanted to play under. I talked myself off playing any unders ever again in the NBA. This total is at 235, and I'm just looking. I'm like, bro, no, how? And then Bane's out as well. How, bro? How? No Kyrie. No, like I don't see where the points come from on the Mavs side, let alone the Grizzlies playing a lot better defense at the house. No Ja Morant, no Desmond Bane. I think this total is way too high for two teams that know each other very well, bro. What do you think about this game?
way too high. And when Desmond Bane is formally ruled out, it could get as low as like 229.5. So I love the under in the spot. It is way too high. You're going to be featuring more of the bigs. It's going to be Spencer Dinwiddie and the bigs versus running screen and roll offense versus Jaren Jackson Jr. trying to like initiate from the perimeter. You have a comment in the chat that says Triple J under 28.5 points. I like that look as well. Any way you could attack an under in this spot. B Daddy says total now at 232. That's an under.
Yeah, I played it under, man.
232, like that or above. If it's going to close,
Parlay Moneybag likes the over 231.5. Do you see any pathway this game getting over?
No, but I have noticed Parlay Moneybags commented the opposite of 4 straight totals that I'm on. So good luck to him.
It's like, I noticed the patterns, and I don't like that fucking pattern.
I also, not that I'm going to throw some shade here. I really don't mind being on the opposite side of someone named Parlay Moneybag. Let's put it that way.
Bro, this guy funny as hell, man. we gotta get Fiddle on the show more often, man. This guy funny as hell. BJ, I really didn't know Fiddle was like this, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. The first time I saw him, I was just like, this guy, you know what I'm saying? He's a cool guy and all, but I was like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? That Fiddle turned out to be one of the coolest guys ever, man. So I gotta get over there to where you at? San Diego, right?
Yep.
I gotta
get down to you. No, I have a friend where you are who just had a baby who I really need to meet, so I have to come see you and see him.
But I still got to get over there too, though. You feel what I'm saying? For multiple reasons. But come through, man. We'll have a time for sure. We might do a little live show or something, man. Casino or something. Yeah, I like that.
Absolutely. I really like. It's one of my best friends who just had a daughter. I was in his wedding, and he lives in your area, so should be there by the end of NBA season. So maybe we do a show together in person. That'd be sweet.
Come through, my guy. Anton likes PJ Washington over 22.5 points and rebounds. Definitely not a bad look there. Triple J under 28.5 points. Those are a couple good looks right there. This definitely is a spot. This is definitely a spot to where you want PJ to assert himself, in my opinion. No Kyrie, no Luka. PJ has to step up in this one for sure, my guy. And they're all 4 straight losses versus some tough teams, though. Some teams that's been playing well right now. But I just looked at that total, and I'm just like, that's way too many. That's way too many points with all of the offensive ball handlers and initiators that they're going to be missing in this game. I got to ride with Fiddle here. I like the under 232 in this particular spot, man. Somebody else in the chat says look at Hardy overs as well. Definitely not a bad look there. Definitely not a bad look. Yeah, Grizzlies coming off 5-game road trip as well. I think this game goes under the total, man. Let's go over to the streets of Minnesota, man. I don't know what's going on with the Wolves here, Fiddle. They have owned the Clippers, though, bro. They've won 8 of the last 10 games versus the Clippers. For whatever reason, they see that C on the other side, and they're like, all right, let's come to ball. They won they won both matchups last year as well. Like I say, 8-2 straight up, 7-3 against the spread last 10 versus Clippers. Clippers got Kawhi back. I want to take the Wolves here, man. That's what I want to do. Even though this is their 8th straight game in a new arena, I think the Wolves off 3 straight losses, for whatever reason, they just match up well with the Clippers, man. What do you think about this one?
I'm betting the Wolves right now. That's what I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, right. I think I love this. It moved from 4 down to 2, right? So there was some Clippers money that came in initially, but I don't agree with that at all because a lot of that is priced of Kawhi's back and he's gonna play and whatever. And I hate buying in the same way with Jaden Ivey when we talked about that one. I hate buying the injury news and the way it's moved the line like 2 games later. So I would fade the Kawhi.
He's only playing 20 minutes.
Right, exactly. I would fade the Kawhi's back bump. I would fade the Wolves are in pure turmoil bump. They're at home. I think they get it done in this one. I'm taking the Wolves -2.
I like it, man. Should I do it?
Yeah.
Oh! I like the Wolves here, man. The Wolves spot speaks to me. I know they're off 3 straight losses. I really think that was just a hangover game versus the Pistons where they had just lost versus 2 of the best teams in the NBA. They lost a heartbreaker versus the Thunder. Were up double digits in that one. Came back late. Then they were up versus the Celtics as well, which, I mean, that one, they were kind of down most of the game, but still had a chance to win that game. And then they go up against the Pistons. It was just like a horrible spot for them. Now they're back at the house and starting to feel it again. 53-point game coming off that one. Y'all remember Ant saying it's the young ends. It's young ninjas versus the old ninjas. You know what I'm saying? But I just feel like the Wolves they match up really well versus the Clippers, and I think that this is a spot where the Wolves get a must-win spot at the house, like the Wolves here minus the 2, man. Or you want to lay money line, whatever. I think the Wolves get the job done in this particular game, man. Let's go over to the streets of Chicago in this one. Fiddle. Bulls have actually beaten the Spurs. They took them to Smack City earlier this year. I remember losing 5 figures on that game. Don't even fucking remind me. I had 5 figures on the Spurs and they got smoked from start to finish. They were down 20 points in the first quarter, man. So we'll see if they remember that tonight. They've lost 5 straight versus the Bulls. Spurs are actually peaking, man. They lost a tough one versus the Nuggets, which they were supposed to. That was the quick revenge spot. Even that one gave the Nuggets everything they could handle. Like literally, the Nuggets were lucky to push that game to overtime and then covered it in overtime. You do get a third game in 4 nights with the Spurs coming off an overtime game and an altitude game, but I feel like they're peaking right now. They can match up well with the Bulls. They have revenge. But Fiddle, do the Bulls just have their number? That's also something we have to think about, because one thing I've noticed these days, them revenge spots are not automatic, man. If a team is just better than you, they're just better. What do you think about
first
this
motivation?
Facts. What do you think about this one?
I like the market says Spurs, so I'm inclined to agree with it here. I really like this is another spot I like the under. I'm waiting for Parlay Daddy to say he likes the over. I think anytime you have Wembanyama in a 236.5 game, we just saw this with Nuggets and Spurs. Both of those games were priced at 238, 239, and then way under because Wemby, alters so many shots. You don't get your normal release up when he's near you. And then on offense, they play a lot slower. They really limit possessions, especially if they have a lead. So when the Spurs are favorites, you really look for the under as well too, because like Chris Paul won't pick that ball up, right? He'll have the guy toss it to him real slow, and he'll walk the dog up the court, and he'll burn 12 seconds. So those little things, Chris Paul do all those little antics. Like when he's inbounding the ball, he'll wait 4 seconds and then inbound it at the 5, just so that 4 seconds could tick off. So those things are amazing for unders. Wembanyama on defense might be the best defensive player I've ever seen. Jay, did you hear the stat of Wemby's first 100 games?
I didn't. Let's hear it.
I need to tell this to you and your audience because it is the best stat I've ever heard potentially in my life. You ready for it?
I am.
In Wembanyama's first 100 games, he has more points than LeBron, Durant, and Carmelo. He has more rebounds than Anthony Davis, Embiid, and Ewing. He has more blocks than Shaq, Mutombo, and Olajuwon. And here's the kicker.
Damn.
He also has more threes than Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and Trae Young. In his first 100 games, more points than LeBron, more threes than Curry, more blocks than Olajuwon, and more rebounds than Ewing. It's insane.
They're going to start calling him the GOAT already, man.
Yeah, it really is. Jokic called him one of one and will be remembered forever.
Yeah, no, I like that more than greatest of all times because it's a whole different era. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I like it's cool hearing all those players' names, but it's a totally different era. You see what I'm saying? I can't compare anything from this fucking era of anything in life to anything of the 80s, the 90s, even the early 2000s. I can't compare anything in this life. It's just a totally different life. But with that, we move on. Shout out to my guy T Slick in the chat. He said, and 40 plus 1800 is interesting. That's a fact right there, man. But now Wemby definitely been going crazy. Centers in general, I'm not a prop guy, but I know every time I see my prop guys, they say centers give the Bulls absolute fits. And that's because Vucevic is a fucking cone out there on defense, man. So they say centers, so that means Wemby should go bonkers today. They are only 1-4 ATS in their last 4. Let me see what happened. So Suggs, let me see. What just happened? I saw something pop up about Suggs in all my Twitter notifications. What happened with Suggs? Is he out?
Yeah, listed out Monday, but we knew that. He was doubtful.
Yeah, that
was
crazy.
Priced in too. I'll check the lines. I don't think that's going to move the lines at all.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Total hasn't changed.
Wemby should be crazy here, man. Wemby should go crazy here. I want to take Spurs here, man, with the revenge, bro. That's what I want to do. Bulls coming off an upset win versus the Knicks and Noah. What do you think about the Bulls, bro? Because you really have a good feel for the Bulls. I can't get a good feel for them at all, bro. They'll lose 3 straight, then they'll win three of the next 4 and beat teams like the Bucks. They'll beat the Bucks, they'll beat the Knicks, and then they'll lose by 18 to the Wizards. What the fuck, bro? Do you think the Spurs have a really good chance to bounce back here? I mean, to bounce back and to go crazy, or should like first half? What do you think in this game? I think it's a Spurs spot, bro.
I agree, it's a Spurs spot for this one.
I think
the market's been very correct. The reason why I've been correct about the Bulls is because the market's been very correct about the Bulls, right? So you have to start understanding where the lines are moving. So this one, as the Bulls are a increasing home underdog, they're getting to be a bigger dog right now at home. It's saying it's a Spurs spot.
Yeah, my guy Dirty Jers says Spurs first half 5-0. The last 5, they definitely been coming out the first half jumping on teams for sure. Vucevic gave him 39 last game, bro. He gave him 39. Desumnu, who won't be in this game, gave him 27 points.
Yeah, neither of those are happening again.
You had motherfucking THT come off the bench, give him 13.
His round head are insane this year.
Yeah, no, that's a fact, man. But Desumnu is still out as well. He had a 27-point triple-double versus them last game, bro. Isn't Desumnu still out? I'm pretty sure he is.
I'm checking right now. Yes, he's ruled out. He's ruled out for this game. That's how you know for damn sure he's not getting. Also,
Wemby didn't play last game. Wemby didn't play when they got smoked versus the Bulls.
There you go.
I like Spurs.
Bet the under. There's your reasoning. Also, Torrey Craig is out for this game. Check the news on Torrey Craig. Some interesting stuff happening.
I think this should be a Spurs first half and full game spot, man. Wemby back, no Desumnu this time. They playing with revenge. They were down 16, and they really missed Wemby. I didn't think they were going to miss him in that game. They missed his ass for sure because Vucevic were crazy. I think Wemby makes all the difference this time around. I think Spurs -3 is the right side in this game, man. I'm going to get there with the Spurs. Let's go over here. Last game up, Fiddle. Kings laying 3.5 points at the house versus the Heat. Is Fox back for this game? Because I know he took that hard fall. He didn't play yesterday versus the Warriors. They didn't need him. Warriors are just so ass. They put up 130. They put up 129 with no Fox, bro. It's crazy. Warriors had what's that? They had play-in tournament revenge versus the Kings yesterday. Didn't matter. They got smoked. Steph, everybody in there gets smacked up. Kings are starting to peak right now. 1-4 straight after losing that first one after firing Mike Brown. Chrissy has gotten these boys shooting a lot more threes, getting them back to playing like the Kings of last season. Problem is, Heat are coming off damn near a 40-point loss. I'll never bet against a team coming off of a 35-point loss. That's actually my angle. I'm looking at the game like, damn, please let it get over 40. That way it's a blind play for me. But I can only play the Heat here. I know that they're in a funk. I know that the Jimmy Butler news has kind of messed with their rhythm, but I don't know, man. I can't bet against a team getting fucking smoked like that. What do you think about this? I lean Heat here.
I completely agree. The line movement indicates Fox is going to play. He's still questionable. He was upgraded from out to day. So I think we just have to look at the way the line has moved from 2.5 or 3 to 4. I think that's a clear indication that Fox is playing. Look at the Kings' schedule. Yeah, you said 4 in a row. Warriors, while they're struggling. Grizzlies without Ja Morant. 76ers without Embiid. Mavericks without Luka. So and Kyrie. So and they were losing against the Mavericks. They were losing against the 76ers, and they had second half comebacks. They beat the Grizzlies by 5. So it's like this team, their wins aren't as obvious as they seem to be on the box scores. So I'd be very hesitant to back the Kings right now. And then you're fading Miami when they're going through all the drama. It becomes a little bit of a public fade. I don't like to back those spots. 40-point loss, drama. You actually I'd like to think that the road trip is the best possible thing for the Heat right now.
They said the same thing.
Jimmy Butler's not going to be there. Like, he was suspended for 7 games because they had 1 remaining home game and then a 6-game road trip, which they just started. So Jimmy's, I don't think he's on the road trip with them. So I think that air is kind of cleared from them. Do you know how much money Jimmy Butler is scheduled to not make over these 7 games because of a suspension?
$3.7 million.
2.3, but good guess. I would have guessed.
I saw 5. I saw 3 point. I saw like 3.4 because he would have made. It's gonna cost them $520 some thousand a game.
Wow.
That's over 3 million.
And so maybe it's over 3 million in games. Oh yeah, you would be right if it's 7 games. Interesting. Wow.
Yep.
We'll see.
Yeah. No, that's how much. And next year he's due 52 million.
And he's going to opt in even if he's on the Heat. Watch the fuck out.
I got to go work out with my son right now.
Yep. Let's wrap this up.
But let's get out of here, man. But
I agree with parlay on is the Heat plus 3.5.
I think the Heat are to play here, man. I'm probably gonna wait until the last minute, see if
wait until
is in.
Fox.
I think I think that's gonna make it even better. This is a Heat spot. I tell my people all the time, do not bet against a team coming off a fucking huge loss like that. And last thing I'll say as well, I listened to the player interviews and they said that's the best thing that can happen. Let's get away from Miami, man. They got a long flight. Give them time to reflect on their loss, watch the film, talk about some things they need to do. They can't wait to get away from Miami. They don't hear all that noise. Now listen to the radio, all that shit. It's good for a change of scenery sometimes. And that's exactly what Spoelstra and Tyler Hero said. It's going to be good getting away. They're going to Sacramento, man. They're flying cross country. I think this is a Heat spot through and through. They lost to them the Kings came in there and beat them by 1 point in Miami, November 4th. For whatever reason, I feel like the Heat play a little bit better on the road, just in general. I know that they're 10-7 at the house and 6-9 on the road, but they play tough teams harder on the road, in my opinion. Coming off a Smack City spot, they damn near lost by 40. This is a Heat spot, man. I can only look towards the Miami Heat. No one's gonna want them today, but I think the Heat are the right side. Fiddle, let's get up out of here, my brother. What do you like for today? You yawning? You wake your ass up, man. What you like, Fiddle?
I've been up. I gotta go back to sleep. Wolves -2, Spurs, Bulls under. Maybe a Nets team total under. I like the Suns 76ers under and the Bucks Raptors over.
I like it, man. I like it. I'm riding with you on those totals, man. These are the spots that speak to me. Spurs -3, Wolves -2, like Pacers -8. It's up to 10. I still heavily lean that way. And then that's about it. And then one total that you mentioned that I really feel is the right side is that under Mavs Grizzlies, man. Way too many offensive guys, too many offensive initiators out for those two teams. Like when I'm looking at it yesterday at 235, I should have played it then. It's down to 232. That means the people that bet totals are betting the under, and I agree with it, man. You got defensive guys out there like Scottie Pippen Jr., Zach Edey, even Triple J. I think this game goes under, man. And they got Najee Marshall back as well, another defensive guy. So I don't see that game going past 220. Let alone 230 points, man. I think the under is the play in that one. And then, like I said, I'll make a small play on Wolves and Spurs, but the Pacers were definitely the spot of the day. That line just keeps going up, and I agree with it. The Nets are a shell of themselves, man. But whatever you guys are betting today, man, best of luck. Fiddle got to go hit the dentist. I got to go hit the gym, man. Me and my son got to go work out. He need one of them $52 million a year contracts as well, man. For like Bradley Beal get paid $110 million 2 years, man. What the hell we doing here, man? Let's take these bookies to Smack City one time for the one time, man. It's Us Against the Bookies. We'll have Ski on the show at some point this season. He hit me up this morning saying that he's going to be back. So we'll have Ski on the show, a couple of Cali guys on the show, man. Hopefully we'll have my guy Ronald back on here, Chris, all that good stuff, man. But let's get this cash today. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. We out, man. Y'all have a good day. Let's go.